Welcome to the first edition of the Gus Williamson Show. It's Gus Williamson. This show is a self-sponsored show. That means that basically I have no sponsorship, which means that I don't have the expensive cameras and the expensive writers. I write my own material. In fact, I make it up as I go along. So, what is this show about? Well, it's about Gus Williamson's opinion on whatever Gus Williamson wants to talk about. First up, let's talk about the presidential campaign and how it seems that Senator Clinton has taken out two shotguns and aimed them at both her feet and pulled the trigger. Now, why would I say that? Well, to me, when you have to go back to when your opponent was in kindergarten to find something negative to say about it makes you look pretty desperate. That's what she did when she was trying to show that Senator Obama was being, how shall we say, untruthful when he said that he had not been planning on becoming president or running for president as long as his other competitors. Now, I was so, I won't use the word outraged, but just so befuddled by what she said that I just had to send her an email to explain my disappointment in her campaign response to this. First off, it made her look desperate. Second, it made Obama look good. Why, you ask? Well, let me tell you how I would have handled it. If Senator Obama had said to me, or during the debate that I was participating in, that he hasn't been planning to run for president for a long time, I would have said something like, well, the office of president is a very serious office. It's not something you just wake up in the middle of the night and say, well, I think I want to be president. It's a job that requires you to make decisions that basically can change the course of history. You have the welfare and the livelihood and the very life of millions of people in your hand. You're given the responsibility of deciding whether or not to launch a nuclear attack against somebody. So certainly that's a job that you should plan for more than a couple of weeks. So I would have said something like that. Now what she did was she went back and determined that, well, he's been planning this since kindergarten. Well, me as a voter, I would say, well, thank goodness. I was afraid he just woke up in the middle of the night. Now that I know he's been looking at this for some 30, 40 years, I feel much better about him. Issue number 2 with the Clinton campaign recently. The advice that Karl Rove gave to the Obama camp on how to beat Senator Clinton. Well, she responds by issuing a memo saying that the Republicans must feel that Senator Obama would be a much easier opponent to beat in the general election than Senator Clinton. The truth of the matter is that Karl Rove just doesn't like Senator Clinton. That's the reason he sent the memo. Now, if you ask a lot of political strategists, many of whom are sympathetic to the Democratic cause, they would tell you that the Republicans really relish the idea of running against Senator Clinton. Whether it's true that they can beat her or not, they relish the opportunity to run against her. So really what I would have done if it was me, I would have said something like, well, apparently Karl Rove has fallen completely out of grace with the Republican Party, and now he's trying to latch on to the Obama campaign. Or I might have tried something different. I might have tried something like, it's apparent that Karl Rove doesn't like me, and he wants to injure me in some way, so he's working for the Obama campaign. Or even simply say that Senator Obama campaign is so befuddled, they're getting help. They're looking for help anywhere they can find it. That's what I would have done. However, Senator Clinton chose to send out a memo saying that Obama, the gentleman, I believe, as she called him, from Illinois, is unknown and would not be not be as strong of a candidate as she would be for the Democratic Party. Now let's think about this for a moment. He's a senator from Illinois. He was asked to speak at the National Convention, and he's raised over $30 million. I don't think he is an unknown. Well, that's it for Senator Clinton. Let's move on to Governor Huckabee. Now, I grew up in Hope, Arkansas, and I don't claim to know Governor Huckabee as a close personal friend. I have met him on at least one occasion, but I've known him in terms of he and I being from the same town, going to the same high school for, I believe, 1 year. I think he was a senior when I was a freshman at Hope High School. He's also graduated from Ouachita Baptist University, and I'm a graduate of Ouachita Baptist University. He's a Southern Baptist, I'm a Southern Baptist, and I've actually been appointed during his administration to a government advisory board. And I have met him on at least one occasion. And I even have a picture of me with Governor Huckabee and his wife, Janet. Having said all that, I want to express how proud I am of how well he's done in Iowa. And actually, it's not really a surprise because he's one of the most articulate persons running for president now. I would think maybe Alan Keyes might be considered equal or better in terms of expressing and connecting with the crowd than Governor Huckabee. So when you think that he's only spent hundreds, maybe a couple of $1,000s in Iowa, and he's in first place, and Governor Romney has spent millions in Iowa, and he's in second place, you would wonder if possibly he might be the person we ought to support. That is, when you're several $1 trillion in debt as our nation is, and I read somewhere, I believe it was USA Today, where each American would be responsible for about $30,000 of that debt. You need someone who can take a little and do a lot. I mean, that's basically what you need, someone who can take a little and do a lot. So when you look at the Obama campaign, the Clinton campaign, the Romney campaign, the Giuliani campaign, and you see that they've taken in tens of millions of dollars and they've spent that money digging into the kindergarten record of their opponents, you have to wonder, is this what we need for America? You have to wonder. This is Gus Williamson, signing off.